Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. All right, so we're going to do some Reiki and some readings. So if you are a super fan, then we're going to do 5 cards for you today. And if you're not a super fan, then you're going to get 3 cards, which is fabulous. So we'll wait for people to hop on. Hey Juju, we're going to start with you. I'm just sharing this out. Feel free to share it out as well if you don't mind, or repost and like and tap the screen if you can. As a super fan, you can ask a question as well. So if you have a question, feel free to bring it in. Otherwise, you can say general, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing that I did last night. I'm going to connect to my peoples. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to do our energy healing, okay, at the end. All right. So just say general or ask your question. Please and thank you. General. Okay. So I have different cards. I am doing well. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you for asking. I'm going to do some free readings tonight. Okay. Hello and welcome in. Okay, I'm going to do 3 of my herbal deck and then my Radley Valentine cards. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. How are you doing today, Juju? How are you feeling? It's rainy here. Okay, now I'm not answering questions unless you're doing a paid, okay? But I'm doing some card pulls. It's $11 for a 1-question reading. If you want to ask, it's $20 for 2 questions, and then it's $30 for a reading and healing. Okay, otherwise, we are pulling out some cards, okay? And then I'm going to get into the energy healing portion of things once I complete our readings. Very tired and headache, maybe too much sun. Okay, planted your garden. Well, that sounds really nice. Yeah, it's pouring rain. I had the day off. Lovely. Okay, so let's look at this timeline backwards. Okay, let's go to future. One of the things it says for me to hype up my viewers. Hey everybody, what's going on? Let me know how you're doing. That's me hyping people up. Okay, so we have Ace of Water, falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. Okay. So yeah, that feels like a new start, a new beginning, again, future. You talked about, thank you, you talked about wanting to shift careers and things like that. So it could be like, instead of a new home, a new work. Okay, then you have 3 of Earth as well. Had a job interview today. Awesome, congratulations. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. So yeah, this is kind of talking about this importance of taking breaks as well with work. It's good that you had the day off as well. But yeah, it's also reminding you to start taking better care of yourself when it comes to work as well, so we don't run on burnout, okay? Now you have the flow card as well. Clover. So it feels like working on digestion as well, eating things that are like light and easy to chew for some reason. That's coming up as well. So I would say like staying away from breads and maybe heavy pastas, heavy carbs for a little while if you can. Okay, and then you have cycles. Okay, we're shifting. I'm feeling that shift for you. So yeah, there's a lot of fire energy here for you, a lot of passion, which is really good. So keep that fire, keep that fight within you. Don't give up, okay? And then you have manifestation, okay? Manifestation is having a little bit more fun as well. So how can I bring more fun into my day as well? Typically, I know that you work with children. I don't know if you're sticking in that area. But it makes sense that you want to feel like you're having fun at work and having fun outside of work as well. Teens, okay. Yeah, they can be a bit of a challenge. Yeah. Okay, so that's what's coming up for you, Juju. Thank you so much for being a super fan. So we do 5 cards for super fans and they can ask a question. Okay, so that's a great time to come in and become a super fan if you're interested. I do paid readings as well, so 1 question, 2 question, and then 3 questions with energy healing and theta healing, which is really powerful. And then everybody else, I'm pulling up a few cards for you guys as well, and then we're going to get into our energy healing, okay? So, hi, welcome in. So it's just your name if you're looking for the card pulls. Thank you very much, Colleen. I appreciate you, and you're welcome, Juju. Okay. We're gonna pick Judith. Okay. So you have to pay for a 1 question reading, okay? I'm picking people to do free readings on, but they're general readings, okay? Unless you're doing a paid, and then you can ask, or if you're a super fan, you can ask a question for free as well, okay? What's interesting is usually my super fans do general anyway. I give them the option to ask a question, but they usually like it when I do the generals. So Judith, what does Judith need to know? Oh my goodness. How are you doing, Judith? How are you feeling today? Not great. Okay, sorry to hear. Glad I asked. Yeah, I'm feeling some heaviness, maybe some stress, okay? And it's interesting you do have the ego card, okay? So that's when we're kind of getting into our head about things instead of our heart. So my recommendation when we see the ego card is like, don't let like negative thoughts kind of come in and sneak in. So how can we shift the energy over to positive thinking and positive thoughts, which is really hard to do. Sometimes if we're in pain or we're going through heartbreak or anything like that, we need to like feel that energy to heal that as well, especially if there's like anger or resentment, stuff like that. We have to like release that by feeling some of it as well. But that's different than thinking about it, if that makes sense. So reminding yourself to feel this energy if you can. You have 2 pages, so you have very youthful energy, okay? You have the page of air and the page of, hello, welcome in, and the page of water, okay? A new person enters your life, a relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. So your imagination might be all over the place right now, and that might mean that you can create things in your mind as well. You can create a lot of scenarios in your mind, okay? So remind yourself to create positive scenarios of like, this is possible or that's possible in a positive way. Otherwise, we can get into that negative state of thinking of all the bad things that could happen or bad situations of like, it's just in our mind, okay? So for some reason that's coming up. And then it says delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. Logical, honest, impulsive, curious. Page of air, okay? Logical is definitely here again. That's more people that are kind of in their head. They're analytical, that sort of thing. So it's just saying to stay in that positive energy if you can. Stay in that positive flow. Keep your energy as high as you possibly can at this time. And yeah, hopefully you find that helpful, Judith. All right. So, anybody else? Heartbreak. You're welcome. Heartbreak, I'm going to go into the same deck here for you. How are you doing, Heartbreak? And feel free to share this out and repost it, guys. It's helpful because for whatever reason, what keeps happening is people can't send gifts and things like that, and it makes it really difficult. So I don't know if it'll even... Oh, you shared the live, thank you. It does let you share, so that's good. I appreciate that. But yeah, sharing and reposting is really appreciated. Nice energy exchange. And then we're going to be doing some energy healing in here as well, which I feel like our group could really benefit from. Kind of tired today after the weekend. I taught all weekend, and the weather was really nice. So I find when the weather's really nice, the energy is very busy. So it's like a rainy day. So yeah, thank you for sharing. So Heartbreak, you have the World card. Okay, that's a really good card to have. And this says that there's a lot of energy kind of coming to you instead of you having to chase after your dreams and things like that. It feels like opportunities are coming in. So definitely maintain like a quiet energy, maintain a kind of stillness if you can. And I think you're going to keep attracting more abundance and things to you. You also have this very kind card. It's like someone who's kind in nature, okay? Again, there's a stillness quality to you that I feel like people are attracted to you because I don't know if you're a humble person, but I kind of get maybe you're a little bit humble. And so it's just reminding you that to maintain that balance, And then you have the ego card, which is interesting. The ego card came up for the last person, so maybe you're in your head a lot. Maybe you go to like what if scenarios in your mind as well. So just being mindful to recognize maybe more gratitude if you can. So just doing some gratitude exercises and practices might be helpful for you. Okay? So that's what's showing up. And if you don't know what gratitude exercises are, maybe it's just writing things down that you're grateful for, saying things that you're grateful for out loud in your head. Just looking around in the room and just seeing all the things that you have, that you own. You're welcome. Sorry to hear. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what's showing up for you. So, just your name in the comments. Desiree. Okay, and we're going to go into that same deck. So again, feel free to share this out if you can. And stick around for the energy healing, it's really helpful. So you do need to pay for a question or become a super fan, okay? For me to answer that. These are generalized. Hello, Diamond Girl. Welcome in. It's been a while. Desiree. Desiree, how much? So it's $11 for one question, it's $20 for 2 questions, and then it's $30 for a reading and a healing, okay? So healings are Reiki, Akashic Records, and Theta Healing. And then I do the 3 questions in the Akashic Records with 8 cards for the $30 one. Okay. So, Desiree. How are you doing, Desiree? Let me know in the comments. How are you doing? I gave you an extra card. Okay, I'm sorry to hear. Trying to be. Okay. You've got the friendship card, okay? As a theme card, so I don't know if you have a close buddy or a close pal. This could even be a dog or of some sort or a cat, but there's a connection there that's really close to you, that there's a bond, so allow yourself to focus on this bond that you have with whomever that is. For some reason that will be helpful for you. You also have maybe some fears surrounding some financial stuff, things like that. So that makes sense where you're like, I'm trying to be, I'm working on it, that sort of thing. It's when we need to have more trust and a little more faith that the universe is going to support us, okay? And that's really hard to do if we are struggling financially, but it's changing our mindset towards this stuff. Hello, Create and Grow. We will pick you next, okay? You also have this need to keep digging your heels in a little bit more, okay? Because it feels like you're gonna get there, all right? And then you have to have purpose when you're doing things as well. This is someone who really cares about what they're doing and how they're doing it and even why they're doing it. So yeah, this card, it says think things through carefully. It's just reminding yourself that you want to feel like there's a reason for what the things that you're doing, that you're not just doing stuff because you have to or doing meaningless things. It's doing things with purpose, okay? So maybe spirituality is something that you're working on and bringing more of that into your day-to-day. But it definitely feels like there's a beautiful connection that you have with somebody, and again, that's kind of important for you to recognize, okay? So that is your message. So Create and Grow, if you have a question, you can ask it, okay? Or you can do general, whatever you like. You get 5 cards tonight. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't have that written in our thing, so you're welcome. So yeah, we're going to do some energy healing when we're done our readings, so you can come back or wait if you already got a reading. So Create and Grow, just general, or you can ask a question. And let me know how you're doing today or tonight, whatever time it is there. I feel like it's the afternoon there. Create and Grow. And maybe you're being filtered. Just send me a heart if you're here, Create and Grow, if you don't mind. And don't forget to follow if you're new here. Maybe she had to go somewhere. Okay. So, Joey, we'll focus on you. Usually she sticks around, so maybe she's being filtered or something. welcome. There, she's back in. We're just calling you in for your reading, but you weren't there anymore, so we'll do you next, okay? Hello, welcome in. So we'll do you next. Stick around, okay? Alright. So Joey, we pulled you up 4 cards. We did an extra card for you, okay? You have this kind energy, okay? This is like someone who has a lot of compassion for other people. I would just say make sure you're always holding space for yourself, having compassion for you. It feels like you really care a lot about other people, but just making sure that you're like treating yourself the same way as you would treat other people, okay? And then the first card that came through was the Moon card. Hello, Jamie. Welcome in. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back, okay? Release fears that hold you back. Yeah, it's basically just saying, like, if you have stress, just to allow yourself to find healthy ways to, thank you very much, to release that. Going outside in nature, if that's a healing space for you, maybe that's a great place for you to just feel more free. Okay, maybe going for a deep nature walk, that's what I'm feeling for you. Okay, and then you have Knight of Fire. Again, we just saw this with somebody else's energy. This is focusing on, I'm getting your passions, okay? So I don't know if you have any projects on the go, but it just feels like creating a project or something that you're passionate about, that you're enthusiastic about, that you can put time and energy into would make you feel good right now, okay? Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. And so Joey, this is your last card, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. We also saw this with somebody else's energy here at the beginning. It's telling you to reward yourself a little bit too. So if you've been working hard, just giving yourself a little slack, okay? I don't know if you like to shop, but sometimes people will go for lunch and go shopping just to like treat themselves. So whatever is a little treat for you, okay? But those are your messages. Okay. So create and grow. Did you want to ask a question or do you want to do general? I'm doing 5 cards for my super fans. Hi, welcome in. So we're doing the same thing as last night. We're doing our card readings and then we're going to go into the energy healing. You're welcome. So I don't see a question, so I guess we're doing general. Are you tired today, Create and Grow? It's Monday. That would be normal if you were. Thank you for the new follow. Hi, welcome in, Mia. Okay, no problem. Could I do June? Yes, absolutely. And usually I do the weekly energy reading, but I have not gotten that up yet, but make sure you guys are following and check out my weekly readings. I have some healings in there as well you can rewatch. I'm due to do a few Reiki videos, so I have more of those that you can watch before you go to bed or if there's something you're working on. So June energy for Create and Grow. Finances, okay. Yeah, I feel like that's okay. I feel like there's some stress is what I'm kind of getting, okay? And that makes sense, I think, because you're working on trusting, you're working on going with the flow, and taking risks all at the same time, it feels like. So with June's energy for you, just based on a feeling, it doesn't feel heavy to me, okay? It feels light, or maybe a little lighter than what you've been feeling, which is good. Now, we do have some fears surrounding money and things like that. So it feels like, again, keep doing the deep dive on why you're worrying about money, okay? Because worrying is not going to help. And I relate to this so much in terms of like worry energy, because I keep getting the message for myself and for my group this weekend that I was teaching is like, you don't need to worry. And sometimes we just do that naturally when we have circumstances and things going on. So how can we cut that habit? How can we trust? How can we get confirmation that we don't need to worry? Okay? You have the Star card, you have success too. Okay? So starting off the month, I feel like you might get some good news. Okay, that's really good. It says you're on the right path. There's a lot of spiritual energy for you. Thank you for the gift, you guys. So that feels good. You have the Awakening card as well. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So, okay, perfect. Confidence has been shifting a little bit for you. It feels like where it feels like you don't need to lose your confidence. But again, it's the same thing with the worry energy. It just happens. I relate to this too. It slips in the cracks sometimes when we've had episodes or things that have happened to us that hurt us. It just affects our confidence, our self-esteem, right? So just keep working on that, keep offering healing to yourself, especially when with finances, sometimes we start to feel shame around that energy, because we don't want to necessarily like ask for help, or we don't want to talk about it, or we don't want people to know, we don't want to share that information, so there can be, again, shame. And sometimes can even be blame in there when we're sharing finances with other people too. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but you could be blaming yourself, giving yourself a hard time about that. So some of that energy is just a healthy reminder, okay? You also have the same card that everybody seems to be getting. We've got some nice people in here. This is connected to the astrological sign Cancer. I feel like you in June might feel like you need to like not give as much of your energy away. Yeah, just because of like work and things, it just feels like you could get a little drained. And so I would just recommend you to conserve your energy a little bit more, okay? And financially be conservative. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting, is like, because of that now, do that. Be mindful of that. Yeah, so conservative energy for sure. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. You and your partner, it feels like you guys are starting to like maybe listen to each other a little bit better. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do sense that this person is listening to you, okay? Which is really beautiful. It's making me feel emotional. So it feels like you have a pretty powerful strength or bond together. So sometimes it's not about spending money, it's snuggling up on the couch or whatever it is, if that makes sense. Yeah, I sense that. So yeah, that's what's coming up for your messages, okay? Alrighty, so how is everybody else doing in here? Doing some free readings. You're welcome. So just pop your name in the chat if you want a general card pull. Okay, thank you very much. If you're a super fan, you get a longer reading and you can ask a question, which is awesome. And then I'm going to be doing some energy healing. Thank you very much for the gifts. I appreciate you. Meow. Not sure if you're supposed to meow with that one, but I did. So yeah, just your name in the chat. Oh my. Otherwise, we're going to switch over to our energy healing. Abby. Okay. And all I ask is that you're following. Okay. You couldn't find me for months. I'm sorry to hear that, Sky. Yeah, I don't know how this stuff works here online. That's how I feel for people. I have like consistent people watching me, and then if I take like a little break or something, then they can't find me anymore. Thank you very much. So we're working on Abby. And yeah, feel free to share and repost if you want to. Thank you for the gift. Wink, wink. Meow. You're welcome. Thank you very much. What does the fox say? Thumbs up. Okay. Abby, you have the Ace of Earth, okay? So there could be some money flowing to you. Regardless, it feels like there's some abundant energy surrounding you, okay? So money is not something that you really feels like need to worry about right now, okay? So it feels like there's just good vibes that way. Also, you have the reward yourself card, okay? So if you've been working a lot, it's just telling yourself that you need to treat yourself, buy yourself a few things that make you feel special, that make you feel good, okay? And then we have the Four of Fire, even telling you that you could use a vacation. I don't know if you've been working a lot, or maybe you just have been, could even be that you've been going through a lot, but there's a little vacation that it feels like is needed there for you. Okay, so maybe it's a good time to plan something, even if it's a staycation, doing something that would make you happy. That's what I get. Hey, welcome in. So we'll do Jamie. And then once I get through my readings, I'm going to do some Reiki energy, which is energy healing for our group, okay? A lot of energy coming from the group. How are you feeling, Jamie? So you have to be a super fan to ask a question, or you can pay $11 to ask a question, okay? These are generalized. Thank you, Diamond Girl. I appreciate you. All right, Jamie. And again, thank you for reposting. Thank you for the share. Okay, not bad. I'm glad to hear that you're not bad. That feels very optimistic. Thank you, Diamond Girl. Thank you, Sky. You guys are awesome. And stay tuned for the energy healing, because that will be helpful as well. I'm feeling like we need this deck now. Oh, you have pretty cards coming through. I feel badly that you're feeling overwhelmed, but I'm happy that things are going well for you. So where to begin? You have chamomile, inner child, okay? So it feels like slowing down might help you a little bit. I don't know why, but it feels like your energy feels a little bit busy, even if you're not doing a lot. It feels like there's a lot of like, the heart chakra is very like active, okay, overactive almost. So yeah, there's just this need to kind of like slow down a little bit, okay? Then you have nettle, receiving, okay? Yeah, I feel like there's just, because there's been like a lot going on, more grounding is kind of needed, more coolness, that's what I get. So like fresh air, cold stones that are grounding. Thank you very much for the gift, I appreciate you. Yeah. Even a cold shower. I know that sounds interesting, but a cold shower might be helpful. I don't know if you do any cold plunges, things like that. Okay, Page of Water. Intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. So yeah, I do feel like there's a lot going on around the emotions and things like that, but I just feel like you're on a bit of a journey right now. And it's just like maybe putting on a guided meditation. I know some of these things are very generalized, but just putting on a guided meditation to listen to and just see how that shifts your energy. Because like you said, things are going well in your life, but just some energy that's shifting for you, I feel. Okay. So that's what's coming up for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, let's do Sky next. So yes, so you do have to pay for a question, okay? It's $11, so if I get your payment, then I'll answer your question. If you're not a super fan, you can come in as a super fan. You get free prioritized, and you get longer readings, okay? They can ask questions in with their reading. Sky. What's going on with you, Sky? How are you feeling? You have two sixes. Two sixes represent anxious, okay, balance, and beauty, cooperation, things like that. So it feels like we're trying our best to come into harmony. That's what I see. I see things getting better for you, okay? So again, you're saying you're feeling a little anxious. I see this energy getting better, okay? Maybe there's just a circumstance that's causing that for you, okay? But it does feel like, thank you very much for being here, you guys. Don't forget to follow. I see this importance of you needing to work on future, okay? So even though I see things getting better, you have to believe that it's getting better. So it's your job to get on board with like, this too shall pass, working on finding ways to calm the energy, okay? Yeah, and receiving some of the energy healing that I'm going to be doing might be helpful as well. And then you have initiation. Makes sense. That's what I was talking about. You have to believe in yourself a little bit more. So you need to trust yourself a little bit more too. It feels like you're being intuitively guided towards certain things, and maybe sometimes spirit is trying to wake you up and get your attention, and maybe you're not listening sometimes. That's kind of what I get, okay? But yeah, you're being guided. Things are going to feel a little better, but again, you've got to get on board with that a bit more, okay? Alright, I'm glad it does. Okay. So just your name in the comments. We're doing some general messages for people. Will things get better for you? Paulina, we can pull you up a few cards. I just need your name in the comments. Melanie. Melanie, I see you questioning yourself a little bit. Like, it feels like you have a really strong, powerful energy, but you question yourself sometimes. Sometimes you have a little bit of doubt that sneaks in, and it feels like then you just maybe get into your head a little bit about things, okay? So trust yourself just a tiny bit more. Okay, you have the Six of Fire. This is saying be proud of yourself for your hard work that you've been doing so far. It feels like other people are seeing your success, but you need to see your own successes and reward yourself a little bit more. Seems to be a theme for people. You have this strength card as well, so maybe it takes a little discipline for you to let go of things. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like you want to let go of things, but you need to remind yourself like how to let go of things, if that makes sense, because it feels like we're hanging on to some things that we could be releasing and letting go of. Time to spread your wings, life experience. Okay, time to spread your wings. That just feels like feeling good about yourself. It feels like maybe your self-esteem goes up and down a little bit at times. And yeah, I just feel like I want to comfort you a little bit. I'm going to be doing energy healing here shortly, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I want to like give you a blanket that you can wrap yourself in and hold yourself a little bit more, okay? So that would be helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed that, Melanie. Hey Nat, welcome in if you're here. Alright, you're welcome. Anybody else for a message? Hello, welcome in. It's been a little while. So just your name in the comments. We're doing 3 card pulls. If you're a super fan, it's 5. Paulina. Okay. Paulina, how are you doing? And thank you for everybody's patience if I don't get to you. Where these are free, sometimes I don't get to everybody, but where I'm trying to, okay? Before I get into my energy healing. Just need to pull up my pants here. Paulina. Okay. You're not sharing how you're feeling, and that's okay. Your cards are Life Purpose, Shooting Star. You said, are things going to get better for you? That's what you were asking. I feel like there's a lot going on kind of in your energy. It feels like there's a lot of moving parts here, okay? But the biggest thing that I could say is like keep manifesting, keep making wishes, keep believing in hope and believing in that things are going to work out, that you can attract things into your life and miracles and things like that. That's something I've been working on lately, is bringing in miracles, because sometimes there are things that happen to us in our life which we feel like it's never going to get better, or it's never going to change. Like if we're dealing with a disease of some sort that we feel is terminal, and all of a sudden somebody's telling us that maybe we only have so much we can do about it. We have to believe in miracles. We have to believe that it's like there's some spiritual energy out there, okay? So manifestation, okay? Nettle is receiving, okay? And other people might benefit from some of these messages too. Hi Spencer, welcome in. It's been a little while. Yeah, I see you wanting more for yourself as well. Okay? I see you wanting more for yourself. And that's a really good thing. It feels like there's a lot of potential energy here. And then you have interconnection. Okay? Try not to judge yourself. This is for Paulina, but you again can resonate with the messages as well. Willow. Yeah, try not to judge yourself. I'm sensing maybe that you're hard on yourself, or you judge yourself a little bit, and that's just like a habit that would be good to break. I think we all do it, don't we? Send hearts if you judge yourself. Hello, Hope. Christine, welcome in. We can focus on you right now if you would like. Hope, Christine. We're doing 5-card pulls and you can ask a question as a super fan, okay? Yeah. So, hello, welcome in. So that's a habit that many of us do, but it's just something that we can initiate shifting, okay? You're welcome. So, Hope, Christine, do you have a question or do you want to do general? And feel free to share some ways that we can kick the habit of judging ourselves. What are some things or ways that you can help yourself when it comes to judging yourself? Hope, Christine. Question or general? And if you're being filtered, just a heart. Just a heart is good. We're going to do some energy healing after our readings as well, so stay tuned for those. Hope, Christine, thank you. So, Hope, Christine, I don't see a question, okay? So then I'm going to do general for you, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why that happens. But I saw that piece, so... Cards are talking to you. That one jumped out. Have you been in your head a lot lately, Hope? Yes, I sense that. It's just like I'm giving you an extra card as well because you're being filtered. I think Spirit is kind of like guiding you towards things. Like for instance, I have my pendulum here, it's rose quartz, and I'm just holding it and it's really grounding and I kept being drawn to it, so I'm like, okay, pick it up. You don't need to know why, you just need to do. And so that's kind of what I'm feeling like for you. You need to just listen to Spirit a little bit more and just trust Spirit a little bit more, because I feel like there's energy there that you're being pushed towards, and trust that, okay? You kind of have the anxiety card showing up a little bit. So I don't know if you've been tired lately, and as a result your vibration might be kind of like lowering a little bit. If you have some fatigue, or if you're changing habits and things in your life, then it feels like maybe just the change could be draining for you. Probably why I felt called to like just holding the rose quartz and allowing that to kind of like bring that energy in to shift for me as I'm working through your energy. You also have some Archangel Michael, the World. This is a really good card to have. It's a lot of success. Okay. The path towards enlightenment, joy, contentment, and gratitude. So it does say that, thank you for the gifts. Yeah, it does say that there's success here, okay? And it surrounds you. Thank you, Nat. I appreciate you. So that's something to recognize within yourself. You also have this characteristic or quality where you're quite ambitious too. So you're even a bit of a firecracker, I'm getting, okay? Confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. So you have the word graceful, you have the word gratitude. So yeah, there's a lot of positive energy. Thank you very much. There's a lot of positive energy here, okay? But there's someone who needs to stop, well, it literally says stop procrastinating on the card, and that's what I was going to say, and then I didn't want to say it, so it's like telling you that, as I said, Spirit's kind of just trying to get your attention with things, and so it's like just opening up your eyes to that and just recognizing that it's like, okay, I feel like this is what I'm meant to do, and just keep kind of getting listened to that, okay? And then you have things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip, the Six of Air. And this is also saying things are coming into a more peaceful time for you, a little bit more future, but things will feel a little more peaceful for you, okay? Thank you very much. You guys are amazing. And then you have release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. Thank you very much, you guys. Great inner strength. So yeah, it might take a little bit of discipline for you to train your mind to not overthink. That would be another thing, but it's like you can do it, okay? You've got the ambition and you have the success card coming in, okay? So I hope you found that helpful. Maybe work with rose quartz because I was really drawn to my pendulum. And do you want to try, Hope Christine, do you want to try to ask your question again? Because I know you're being filtered. Do you want to try it again? Okay. You're welcome. All right, Natalie, we're going to pull you up a few cards. How are you doing, Natalie? Thank you very much for the gifts. You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, I've been better about working on it. I'm glad that you're working on it. That's important. I'm working with my lightest card so that I feel like I have. It's my herbal deck, okay? And that feels really good for you because I feel like you just need gentle and you need easy and you need kindness, that sort of thing, okay? You have the abundance card. Yay, who doesn't want that card? Okay. Yeah, it just feels like there's good vibes coming your way, okay? And part of that is it makes sense you're working on it. It feels like you know how to get the things done that you need to get done. If it's like sitting in nature and just being with yourself, it feels like that's stuff that you know you need to do and then you go and you do it. So I see you making the effort. You have shine. Calendula. It's interesting, I was just connecting to calendula. I think it was today or yesterday. I was thinking about that herb. Thank you very much for the gifts. Donuts, yum. So yeah, I see you working with maybe the essential oil like grapefruit, because grapefruit is kind of like, gives us like a little like awakening and a little bit of a zing. Thank you very much. So yeah, if you want to buy essential oil grapefruit, you might find that that's a nice one for you, okay? And then you have grounding. I'm not surprised. You guys are so sweet with all of your gifts. Wood Bethany. It does feel like there's a lot going on emotionally too, but it feels like you might be picking up on other people's energies. That's what I'm getting. So remind yourself if you're doing that to shield and ground a little bit more, okay? So there you go. All right, Arlen. Let's pull you up a few cards here. How are you doing, Arlen? Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. So you do need to pay to ask a question or be a super fan, okay? You're okay. All right. I'll take okay. Yeah, I'm sensing some stress, but it feels like it could be from like a specific person or a specific situation. It doesn't feel like my whole life is stress. It just feels like there might be a stressor in my life, that sort of thing, okay? You have wormwood, mystery. You're welcome. Wormwood is kind of like a protection herb that we put around our door. It kind of tastes like crap. But yeah, I get a lot of talent energy from you, okay? So it feels like your talent doesn't have to be work related. It can just be things that you like to do. And just focus a little bit more on that, okay? You have the Healing Golden Seal card. His eyes are kind of like popping out of his head. I see you trying really hard to like work on your health as well. So that's really good. And then you have Celebration Hops. I like that card for you too. Yeah, it's kind of like mystical. It just feels like don't allow like fear to creep in, allow like the good things to come in, that sort of thing. So keep working on your fears, okay? Which is what I help people with. When you get a healing with me, they're 30. I do theta healing and Reiki healing and Akashic Records readings, and those are really helpful, okay? Okay, you're welcome. Good, I'm glad that you found that helpful. All right, anybody else for a card message? Before we get into our energy healing. All right, let's call in some Reiki energy for our group. And you can just say yes to receive. All right. And you can set intentions for what you want this healing to be for, okay? So if you're looking for more peace, if you're looking for less anxiety, you can share that in the comments. Maybe you're looking to bring in more abundance, less anxiety. Awesome. That seems to be like a group theme, so thank you for sharing that. More peace, I like that too. Makes sense with some of the cards coming through here. Less anxiety, more trust. I like that. So that's carried in the throat chakra, that trust. Just kind of grounding our group here. I feel like there are some people that have some things that they want to share, that they want to say, but they're not expressing it fully and completely. I relate to that one too. Thank you for the follow, Susan. Clearing some sadness here as well, and some fatigue. Busy minds. Busy, busy, busy minds. Oh, baby. So it feels like that's where some of the anxiety is coming from. We need to just release it. And that's okay. I'm just kind of listening to the rain in the background. It's really pretty. That's already feeling a little lighter, you guys. That's why I like doing the energy healing as well, because it's like we talk about all this stuff and we bring up all these things, but we also need to kind of like let it go at the same time. Oh, it's making me want to fall asleep. Yeah, the energy is starting to kind of raise a little bit more. I think I needed the healing too, because I'm receiving with you. So we're kind of working on the chest and the throat right now. Some people are having some anxiety. It's so hard to stay present, isn't it, guys? I'm bringing up some old trauma here too, so just be mindful of that if you're feeling some feelings. It's okay. Thank you for sharing. A lot of past energy here we're clearing. It feels like maybe there's an old friend you're letting go of. Maybe they've been kind of popping into your energy field lately. So maybe just cutting cords here now. Sometimes our anxiety doesn't even belong to us, it belongs to other people. So just I invite you to snip, 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 snip. Get those cords. Some people, when they do healing, they literally take scissors and they start cutting the energy. We're just energetically cutting the energy, cutting the cords. That already feels lighter. Okay, makes sense. Sorry to hear that you're going through a breakup. Okay. Yeah, I was feeling that coming up. feels toxic to me. Somebody who doesn't necessarily have your back. Okay. Yeah. Somebody maybe that we trusted. It's tough. It's tough when it's been a long friendship. I relate to that. Okay. And I'm definitely relating to a lot of this. So sending you guys all so much love around this. So we're clearing some of the heart chakra. And I'm also kind of getting the message, sometimes we feel like we don't have the things that we need when we have everything that we need, okay? So just reminding yourself that you have exactly what you need right now in your life. That all your needs are met right now, okay? You have the air to breathe. Maybe you have clean drinking water and access to water if you need it. Access to food, hopefully. Access to love. Because we're getting that love from ourselves. And sometimes we need to rebuild that, right? Especially if we've been hurt. It can really affect our self-esteem. So that's why we're really digging into the heart chakra here this evening. These situations. It feels quite old to me. Sometimes when we're ending a relationship, especially that longer relationship, sometimes it's like or that like relationship of a love too. Sometimes the relationship was over for a while and we continued in that relationship. I don't know if that resonates with somebody, but it's like we weren't really, it wasn't really healthy anymore. Okay. So we shifted over to our, we've already done our readings, okay? Okay. But we're doing some energy healing now, okay, Brazy? Okay. I had to get rid of them before I laughed at that person. So pulling lots of energy from the solar plexus here in the chest. So again, things that have affected our confidence, we're just building that back up. A lot of worry energy here too. I think some of that anxiety is stemming from worry. Thank you for the people tapping the screen as well. Welcome in if you're new here. Don't forget to follow. My name is Robin and I'm an intuitive energy healer. and I do readings as well. I'm a yoga instructor, a reflexologist. My background is in psychology. Might be going back to school to do a master's as well. I'm just kind of developing more in my practice. I teach Reiki as well. If ever you're interested in learning, just inbox me or email me that you'd like to learn Reiki and we can set it up. It's very helpful. I do Akashic Records readings and healings. I do theta healing, which is one of my favorite things. This is making me tired. I absolutely do energy clearings, yes, and like theta healing is definitely deep healing, so I'm asking you if you want to clear and release things that are coming up, and then we kind of understand the layer that's behind it. So we shifted over into the energy healing process. Unfortunately, I'm only doing paid readings now, okay? I'm just trying to speed up kind of the metabolism here in this case, or any stagnant energy, any energy that's kind of like stuck or frozen in here. Just trying to move that. Let me know how this is feeling. Does anybody feel this in any area of their body? Just doing a check-in here. I feel like pulling up a card for our group as well. Shadow side, red root. Okay, so when we're dealing with our shadow side, this is just energy that's within us that we don't that we don't want anymore. Okay, it's like if we have anger and we aren't an angry person, but anger showing up in our life, that's part of our shadow side that we're shifting. It doesn't mean we need to continue that. It's just something that doesn't kind of belong to us, if that makes sense. Okay. So some people feel energy as a form of tingling. Some people feel warmth. Some people feel coolness. And sometimes people don't really feel much at all, but it's still working. I'm not going to do too much more healing. But I wanted to give you guys this opportunity to feel into Reiki. If you want your own Reiki session, they're $30. I do theta healing in with the Reiki. I do an Akashic Records reading as well, so you can still ask questions and get card pulls. But it's just a lot deeper of a healing. There we go. Now just checking in with everybody. How is that feeling? Just switching over to paid now, so you're welcome. Feel less anxiety. This was very calming. Good, I'm glad. It kind of took away a lot of feelings that I was feeling too, because I feel the energy of the group, so I could feel everybody's stuff. And when I do readings, I still feel their stuff, but then when I do the energy clearing, it kind of all starts to go away as people open up to that. I'm so glad, Create and Grow. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I'd like to come on in the evenings and do these readings and healings. So I did that last night, I did that tonight. So the goal is to do that tomorrow evening as well. So again, make sure you're following and that your stuff is clicked on so that you can find me as it's not underneath my YouTube. But I'll put it on. I'll put it on YouTube tonight. How about that? Okay, I'll download it and do that for you. Hope. So guys, make sure you subscribe to my YT as well. Okay. So there you guys go. I will hope to see you tomorrow as well. So take care and bye for now.